He didn't take a single shot attempt, but he was pretty effective out there. What do you like about his play?
I mean, to have those glue guys that make all the intangible plays, they just have such a value. And, the thing that I want him to understand, I mean, this kid was recruited as a shooter, and he can shoot the ball. So, yeah, there's value to the ball movement that we get, and he's passing up the good shot for the great shot. But I want him, there's going to come time where people don't guard him, and because he hasn't shot. But the kid can shoot, so I want him snapping them off with confidence. And yeah, he and I have a saying about that, and I can't say it here, but I want him to play confident because he's doing so many things. It's not like we don't need to play 5-on-4 because offensively because he can score. But he did so many great hustle plays and running down guys and deflections and steals, and he had one of those Ryan Watkins rebounds where we run 30 seconds, miss, get those break a team's back, and he makes that play for us. And he's credited with 10, but he tipped some too. So really, really great effort. And thank you for pointing that out because you look at a guy that gets 0 points, and in a game like this, you wouldn't know the story behind the story that he was a crucial factor in us winning that game.
I mean, you bring up Ryan Watkins, it's a pretty big compliment because that guy was the ultimate winner for you.
No.
It won't go down as this being the case, but it was one of the more unique stat lines in the Leon Rice era. To get half your team's offensive rebounds, 10 total rebounds, three steals,
Right.
no turnovers. He's the first Bronco you've coached to play over 25 minutes and not attempt a single shot.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How wild is that?
It's crazy, and I probably am going to get on him about it. Let it rip a little bit. But he has a great feel, but he can make shots. I mean, like I said, I recruited him as a shooter. So
Is this what your team needed though? To see
absolutely,
like that?
absolutely. And Coach Alford's a great coach, and that staff, we have tons of respect for them. They came in with a good game plan. They were going to grind this game, stay close. And I thought our guys did a great job. It was a grind. And then the start of that first half, or second half, I thought we did an outstanding job of our penetration was stronger, and we were bouncing it at them a little bit better, and we pinned some fouls on them, and got to the bonus before them. And that was one of the messages at halftime, and that was because both teams are big and physical and strong, and that's a big team and a really well-coached team that we played, and you had to do stuff to beat them. And I was really proud of the way we approached that start of that second half and then on.
After all the focus on the defense this week, how satisfying was it to see them come out the way they did and just kind of play a full defensive game?
Yeah, and it looked like, that's what you have to do in league. You look at where we are now, and you don't look back, but it's all about the teams that can get stops down the stretch and get stops when you need them most, and that kind of thing. And that's the different. The margin in basketball is this much. 3 stops on the last possession, you get 3 more wins, and you have to evolve to get good enough to do that. And we're still working on that. We're still going to get better at it because there's a lot of guys I played that you're like, okay, he made that mistake tonight. He won't make that again, and he'll learn from it. And because we're playing a lot of inexperienced guys, and they can really help us, and they're learning in the games from mistakes. And that can be angst moments because I hate yanking guys in and out that way. But you got to accomplish the mission. It's a 0-sum game. You can't just play through everything, and it's the little things. It's go catch the ball with 2 hands, take care of the ball. They're laying it out. Those little things that they're great learners and they will learn, but that's experience. And hey, we know what play they're running. You guys be locked into it and be out there when they catch it, not out there late. Number 11's going to shoot this. We know that, so be out there. And so that's where the experience matters, and we're getting a lot of it you know, in the fire.
How hard is that to weigh, especially in game, when the guy, you know, Pearson one hands it and you take him right out, and there was a couple of those,
Yeah.
you know, Keene, I think at one point, there's a couple guys in and out quickly, and you wanna let them play through it, but like you said, you gotta
Right,
win the game.
but it's February. I mean, my job is to get the job done out there, and you know, I can't let down those guys that are doing all the right things, and yeah, it's but the thing that I know will work is that those guys are good learners, and they'll, okay, I won't do that again. And those are just the habits that you gotta teach young guys, you know, like, if you don't go catch that ball with one. I mean, that's a mainstay of our program. 2 hands, 2 feet, and especially at that stage of the game when it's, you know, they're kind of desperate and they're gonna be laning out, you go catch that thing, possession over position, doesn't matter, and get that done, and you watch, you probably won't do that again.
I know you obviously, you know, started a defensive kind of rebounding type lineup, but I mean,
Yeah.
there were a couple guys that have played for you that didn't get in the game tonight. One that's been starting for you.
Yeah.
What's the message, or what's, I guess, how'd you kind of decide which 9 deserve to be out there?
Tryouts, you know, and data, and you know but the thing that I've told them, the power of our team is our 11. All the guys in the program, the red shirts, we're all helping. But don't fight us on things. Don't, you know, do what you're supposed to do. Do it at a high level. You get to play. I don't care. Because I love all these guys. This is the greatest group, maybe, you know, top to bottom. They're just so great to be around. They lift me up. They're awesome. And so I tell them, I don't care. You know, I mean, I want to play everybody equal if I could, but it's your job to play so good and do the job at practice so well and do the things that we're asking and understand the scouting part, understand what we're in. You know, it's your responsibility to know what we're in right now. So when we change coverages, when we change defenses, when we give a scouting report and say, this guy, we can't let him do this in this situation, they can take it, go out on the floor and do it and get it done. And that, when they do that, they get to play more. And when they, you know, I'm not the decider, they're the decider. That's the thing. And so it's on them, you know, that's what I tell them. And it's gonna change with matchups, it's gonna change with games, it's gonna, you know, go out and play so good that they boo me when I take you out. And then it'll be like, okay, I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb, let's go, get him out there.
Leon, you were 7 minutes and 3 seconds into the game, and Nevada still only had 1 point. They haven't made a field goal yet.
Yeah.
Considering what your focus was over the weekend, what was it like to see that play?
That was, I mean, and that's what I saw in practice, and that's, like I said, when these guys lift me up, they do what, you know, they figured out, and they practice so great, and their energy's so great, and their enthusiasm's so great, and, you know, like I said, that's why, you know, it always pains me, like, the human side of me is like, I hate not playing guys, but we picked out the best defensive guys we could pick out, and that's where we started, and look how it ended, you know, it proved its point, so.
Why was it successful on defense tonight, though, I guess? What were the traits that allowed you to
Because
do that way?
to be a good defensive team, all 5 guys have to do their jobs and cover for each other and do the RJ stuff where you're flying around. We got flying around a little bit better because, you know, I think that's the bottom line. You know, you're not gonna be absent of mistakes. You gotta have the perfect response, and perfect responses play with such energy and enthusiasm like RJ did that you cover for it. And that's what I wanna get all our guys doing. And they showed in practice, and that's what we want.
Was there something in particular maybe with Omar tonight, Leon, as to maybe why his role was what it was? I mean, I saw no turnovers, which I know you love, a couple of boards.
No, he did some great stuff, but, you know, I thought Tyson and Javen were cooking, and they were, you know, no, I'm not throwing the baby out. Omar's a key to the season, if I'm being honest, you know. I mean, the belief I have in him and the love I have for him and what, you know, and you're gonna see it'll come.
Was it-
Last question.
Yeah, I think that kind of a hallmark.
I missed you, Jay.
Miss you too.
Thank you.
I think kind of a hallmark of your last 3 NCAA tournament teams, you guys would play games in the 60s and you would shrink them down to a couple possessions. You guys were perfectly okay with slugging out the last few possessions. To win a game where you, I guess, only scored the 60s, but you keep them under 60, like, is it nice to show your team a game like this? And like, that was such, like I said, a hallmark of your last 3
Yeah.
teams that were some of the best you've ever had.
Well, in league, it's what you gotta be able to do. If you can't get a stop down the stretch of a game, you can't get a stops when you need them most. You know, I mean, look at, we've lost 3 games on the last shot. And that's basketball, that is, but you gotta find a way throughout the game to not give up easy ones, not, you know, eliminate those easy ones, and then if they have to make tough ones all night, they're gonna be in the 50s. You know, if you give them 10 points of easy ones, now they're 60s, 70s, and then they will make, you know, guys are good. You know, there's good players in this league. They're going to make some tough ones. Well, we'll count for that by eliminating all their easy ones. And I thought we did a pretty good job of that tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thanks, Leon.